In your underwriting process, Felipe, I think you discount tokens by how much value leaks away. So whether cash flows to the token, whether holders have real IP and rights, whether some labs entity is capturing the upside instead. Most tokens eat a big discount, I'm guessing, on that scorecard. Can you walk us through where an ownership point actually lands? And does that structure genuinely close the gap to something like equity, or is there still
Yeah.
leakage in that wrapper?
No, I believe it closes the gap. I think that ownership coins should not trade at a discount to equities for the same underlying business. So you said it, tokens should trade at a big discount to the underlying equity because there's significant value leakage and there's also misaligned incentives. So teams don't always have the incentive to build a business. They may have the incentive to pump a token, sell their share, right, and then walk away from the project. And we see that happen all the time. And then there's obviously the situations where they can sell the company to an acquirer like Coinbase and get paid out as a team and pay out maybe some VCs and walk away without paying any token holders. We see that all the time. It feels like every week there's a new case of that happening now. And then there's ways to kind of siphon cash out of the offshore companies without building any value really. But there's all these problematic incentives. You don't have those ownership coins. In fact, we'll see where the market share shakes out, but I personally rather hold an ownership coin than a private equity share in the same underlying business because it's liquid and because it's governed by decision markets, which I believe to be intrinsically more token holder or shareholder friendly, depending on which asset class we're talking about. Because a lot of attacks, small attacks that we do see in equity markets where the board or the major holders can kind of direct the company are not possible with decision markets. And I'll just give one really easy example to make that concrete. If a company is going to fail and they have cash, it's really not that easy in a venture structure to redeem the cash and get the founder to move on. You have to convince them. It's possible to get everyone aligned and the team aligned depending on the structure, but it's not easy. Whereas with an ownership coin structure, you can actually redeem that cash once the market knows the business is going to fail. And I'm sure that there are thousands of venture investors in the crypto space specifically who gave money to teams in 21 and 22, building the nth, MM on the nth chain, EVM chain, who wish they could get their money back and can't. So that's one example. I think there are many examples where ownership coins are actually stronger than equities for the investors.